What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Forging Fates. If you're new here, Forging Fates is a sober D&D campaign set in the critical role world of Exandria, partnered with the nonprofit group known as the Phoenix, which is a sober, active community. The Phoenix is trying to build a vibrant movement of people in recovery, aiming to end the stigma around the rehabilitation journey from substance use. They have a new app that you can use to schedule in-person events in 36 states or virtual events around the globe, including yoga, D&D, meditation, and book clubs, just to name a few. So, click the link below to help support the channel and to connect with 77,000 members and download the app today. And now we're going to open it up to the rest of our cast.
Hi. If you would like to support the channel, we also have a Patreon that will give you the opportunity to vote in polls. We have a special Discord channel with just other patrons as well as the cast, and you can have your name called out at the beginning of all of our shows. And so just want to thank this month's patron, the Silver King. Thank you for your support. And with your support on our Patreon, we can help grow this channel and build an inclusive, dynamic community of geeks.
Other ways you can support us is through Twitch subscriptions. Unlock exclusive emotes that were made by our amazing community member and moderator, Sarah. Thank you, Sarah. And just as a reminder, if you have Amazon Prime, you have Twitch Prime. So you can sub to us using that, and we would really appreciate using those free basic bucks on us. Just don't forget to resubscribe every month.
You don't have any cash to throw our way. We understand. Times are getting tough out there for a lot of people. You can just subscribe to our Instagrams, our YouTubes, all the socials, link below. Watch and like our videos. We'd really appreciate it. And let the world know we're a community worth taking the journey with.
Okay. Does anyone have anything else? If not, we can dive into the next episode of Forging Fates. Real quick, how do we sound, chat? Do we sound good? Everyone's levels sound good? Okay. While we wait for the reply, we start off after having dived down into these tunnels beneath the Spellwright's sanctum. Our team, Finnick, is still low. All right. While I work on that, I'll do this recap real quick. The group made their way through the tunnels, finding a hidden passageway that had been carved underneath the Spellwright Sanctum. They made their way through into another large room where they found some paperwork, seemingly explicitly calling out that this was a clasp hideout, and that the clasp had asked, or rather been engaged in the purchase of and sale of these wild animals and had been releasing them intentionally across the city. Eventually the group made their way through one of the doors and were met with a mimic, which was eventually dispatched. And they went through the door to find a large menagerie of other wild animals, including a griffin, an umber hulk, and a displacer beast. The Whisper, attempting to befriend the griffin in some fashion, seemed to make some progress, but shortly before that, Finnick was triggered by Felix screaming into her mind, which caused her to have some sort of episode, which what that means will possibly be revealed at some point. Eventually, the team began to open the other set of doors in the animal menagerie room, finding that it was built in behind some other seemingly hidden door that led to the sewers. Eventually, with a very high perception check from Clover, heard the sound of approaching footsteps from the sewers, and also comes some sort of muffled commotion behind them in the room they had come from. Eventually, notifying the party of this, she turned to close the door before she was confronted by the Spireling, Golesh, his ogre mask there. He confronted the group, seemingly searching for this entrance as well, based off of the information that had been given to him, and that is where we are going to pick up. So, and let me raise Finnick all the way up, because the lowest of us all. All right, so
I took off my pop filter, so
if that's better, let us know, everyone. If not, I'll have to figure something else out. So,
We can
as
karaoke. Sorry.
as the Spireling stands there, you see him flanked by 3 other individuals. One large, brutish man, human, with straps of leather armor and a large mace in his hand, a mace-like club. You see 2 smaller individuals. One, a goblinoid that has a large axe in one hand, and there's also a gnome with that is armed with a sword as well in the back. The 4 of them look towards you. One thing I forgot to mention: as the episode ended, Whisper did unlock the cage to the griffin. So, so as we start off, I see we seem to have come to the same place through 2 different avenues, I'm assuming.
I'm so glad you found it. This is, what we were telling you about.
Did you find anything else?
Yeah, quick question there, Kolish. You coming in from 2 directions?
No, this is everyone I brought with me.
I'm gonna check the door on the side that we came in through, not the double doors, the other one. Wasn't there noises coming from that way too?
Yeah, we
From
locked
inside that
door.
room, correct.
Yeah, let's give it a look-see.
Okay. So you're gonna make your way back over to the other room?
Just the door,
Okay.
peeking my head out.
As you look in through the door, the room doesn't appear changed at all.
Surreptitiously. There's nobody in there?
Nope. Not that you see.
Okay. Cool. Heard something. Thought I heard something. Doesn't appear to be anything.
Just roll a perception check for me.
That scares me, Joe.
this job.
First roll of the night, that's a nat 20.
Oh,
All right, nat 20.
Hang on. With perception, that's a 22.
Okay, 22. So, as you peek your head into the room, you don't see anything. The room is completely unchanged from where what you had initially seen when you entered into it. Behind the desk, though, you do hear the faintest of shuffling sounds through the wall.
Say again, through the wall?
Correct.
Like from the room beyond with the beds, or?
Nope. So when
In-
you
in-
enter in from the animal room, across from you is the doorway that had the mimic on it that led to the bedrooms. To the left of you was the secret tunnel you came through.
Secret tunnel. Yep.
To the right was the desk where the paperwork had been found. You hear some sort of shuffling sound very low from that side.
Behind the wall?
Correct.
I'm gonna duck my head in, and to Golesh, I'm gonna And I'm just going to back away from the door
Okay.
and just kind of indicate there's somebody else here, and if they're not with you, I don't know who they are.
Okay. So the Golish and the class members make their way into the room, the animal room, with you. Whisper, what are you doing in this moment? Because you are the closest to that doorway with the animal cage.
I had just unlocked the cage, but I didn't open it yet.
Correct.
So I'm gonna pretend it's still locked.
Okay.
Oh, when I see him come in, and I'm just gonna continue with like my soft talking to the griffin.
Okay.
But I'm
So-
gonna be like leaning down and not trying to let anyone know that I unlocked the cage.
Okay.
I got.
Roll a deception check for me.
Okay.
I do have a question.
Go ahead.
Do we notice any of the animals reacting to them?
Roll an insight check for me.
And that's a 15 on deception.
16.
Okay. The displacer is still just going insane in its cage. It's lashing out. You get the sense that if anyone gets too close to this cage, this creature is going to be able to latch onto you and maybe catch you with one of its tentacles. But you don't see them reacting specifically to these any different than they reacted to all of you. So, just to give a visual on this, I'm gonna turn on Battlement.
Hey. Bada bing.
Okay. So, this is the sewer that the class members are in. This is the large room, and this is the room where you all came from. So, what does everyone want to do here? So the class members are going to come into the room, and they're going to make their way down towards you, Gormrog.
Yeah, I'm going to step out of their way and just let them take point, as it were.
Okay. So, I'm not going to move the minis for this entire thing, just because it's basic movements. We'll adjust later if they turn to combat. So, as they all enter in, Golesh motions for his people to enter into the room where you're saying the sound is coming from, and they run over, following his orders, and just grab the desk and throw it to the side. It clatters and shatters almost with the force of the movement, and they begin to scan the wall, eventually finding a seam much similar to the ones that you saw in the previous room.
I'd like to take the opportunity of them ransacking the place to lean towards my friends and say, do we join them or do we run?
What do we have to gain by staying exactly?
Information.
We have all the notes, correct? We took what we found.
Well, if they know they can trust us, wouldn't that be good for future use?
Loyalty? Yeah.
Do we trust them? That's the question.
No, I'm terrified of them.
As you guys are discussing, you hear the large stone wall, that hidden wall, begin to slide open. Golish begins to make his way over to all of you.
Mm-hmm.
So you've never been here before, huh?
No, this is not one of our locations.
And behind the desk.
Um, Still not one of our spots.
No, I
Whoever
mean,
built
the,
this,
the wall moved.
yeah, they're making their way into the room now. Leads
Yeah,
out to the street. It looks like you can see the light coming in.
Oh, one of us has paperwork that we found here. Um, Maybe you can identify the handwriting.
Can you see it?
Perhaps.
That'd be me. I'll just hand him like one of the letters or
Mhm.
one of the receipts.
Good idea.
Takes it, begins to scan it over. Well, clearly this isn't ours. No, none of us would be stupid enough to label our paperwork with symbols. I don't know whose handwriting this is, though. It doesn't look familiar.
Well,
Someone's
someone's
clearly
making
trying
you
to set
look.
us up.
Someone's making you look bad.
We wouldn't recognize the handwriting. Did we say that?
Uh, I don't know if you did, but go ahead and roll a insight check. No. Go ahead and roll an intelligence check. See if you recognize the handwriting at all.
I know we've looked at a few people's handwriting. 13.
It doesn't appear to be any handwriting you've seen before.
Sounds very much like DMs speak of. You know who did it. You just don't know. You know.
Do you know anything about these particular creatures? Were these on your radar at all?
No, none of these we had contracts for. That's for sure.
Somebody got paid for them.
Moving creatures such as this would take quite a bit of infrastructure to get going. Do you happen to know who would maybe manage or sell creatures such as this to somebody?
Well,
Or who else might be able to catch it other than the clasp, supposedly? Who's not the only one catching these creatures?
if you're talking about, I mean, there's plenty of monster catching groups out there, but as far as someone who would intentionally be attempting to set us
Any
up,
rivals? Somebody who has
I mean, there's plenty of groups out there that would want to try to move in on our area. Whoever was in that room, clearly they're the ones setting this all up. So I got my men tracking them down right now. Hopefully they don't get too far.
Yeah, well, we were here on task for other people, and I think we have finished up our business here, so we're gonna get going.
Well,
If you hear anything, you can find us around town.
interesting.
Hey,
All right.
Golish, but before we go, if you follow the doors out that way, you'll be able to see how we got to this place from the Spellwright Sanctum. We figured out this is the how. What we don't know is the who and the why. If you identify these imposters, these people who are impersonating your organization and tarnishing your good name, if you can identify them for us, names would help. If you can identify the why, even better, but mostly we are looking for the who at this point. Is that a fair
So,
ask?
well, How about this? You find out any information, you bring it to me. If I find out any information, I'll send someone to bring it to you.
To maybe give everyone else a couple of minutes to do whatever they think they need to do in that time, Clover is gonna lead Golash into the first room and kind of like point and direct exactly where they came from. And while she's in there, she's just going to explain about the monsters that they've already faced and the cracks in the wall and stuff. Just take her time doing that.
Okay. What do the rest of you want to do while she's distracting Golish?
Get the griffin out.
Yeah, how?
Through the double doors. They're open. They're wide open.
I went through the way we came from, so
Yeah.
that way should be empty. Okay, sorry.
Like through the new doors?
The double doors that are in the room with the griffin, like that lead to the sewer. Just
Isn't that where we came
get
from?
him out. No, we came from the single door leading to the room with the desk that they just trashed.
Yeah. Okay. Should I do it?
So, yeah, let's get this guy out of here. Guy, girl, other. I don't want to disrespect the griffin.
I'm sitting there helping the best I can, so I'll be casting guidance or giving you advantage on animal handling.
All right.
When you talk to it tomorrow, maybe we can ask it how it identifies, if it has a name or anything.
Well, that's if
Okay.
it wants to stay with us. But
Okay,
Either
so
way.
which way do you guys want to try and get this griffin out of here? First off,
Out.
through the sewer
Through
or
the-
through the tunnel they just found that goes to the street?
The griffin's not gonna fit there. Is it? Through the single
Potentially.
door?
I mean, you haven't even looked over at the other tunnel yet, so.
but the other tunnel is through the room that masked dude is in right now.
No. He's in the room to the left. So when you walk from animal room into the room there, he's in the room to the left that goes up towards the Spellrite Sanctum. There's the room a new room now to the right that you haven't investigated, but Golish said that it leads to the street.
And there's another doors that lead to the sewer.
Yes, in the animal room, there's the doors that go right into the sewer.
I'm going sewer.
We have probably a higher chance of getting it out if we go directly to the street, but then we're out in the open. If we go through the sewer, we have a good chance of the sewer getting too tiny for the griffin to even maybe get to where it needs to go at certain points. We'd be taking kind of a chance, I think. But either way, I'm good with however you think needs to pull this griffin, Whisper.
Don't wanna
What you think the
scare
griffin will-
people on the streets with a griffin if we go straight to the streets. And I feel like maybe the sewer would bring us closer to Marilan's.
Don't know that bringing a griffin to Marilan is going to be a good idea.
It was an idea. Never said it was.
An idea, yeah. But perhaps we can take it outside the city through the sewers.
Whisper, do you want me to be bait? I'll run and look all gangly. No? Okay.
No, I want to try just being nice first.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense, to be honest with you.
I will say, Gormrog, roll an intelligence check.
Okay. Total 14.
Okay. I will say, as far as you know, most of the entrances into the sewers are through essentially manhole covers, which is what you've used to get down here. Griffin's definitely not going to fit through there, but you are aware that there is the underwalk ward, which is where like the memorial for the Chroma Conclave attacks are. in Western, the Survivor's Legacy. So there is an area that does like have a more general access point, but that's going to lead through that place. So
Does that mean people?
yes, it does mean people.
I have a question.
I will relay that to everybody.
I have an answer.
The monster that escaped, did it escape through the sewers? Is that where we fought it?
The carrion the which one? The carrion crawler or the first
Spider
one?
thing.
The spider thing. That was you fought that in the sewers.
Mhm.
It had like made a nest carved like a nest out in the sewers.
So it was big enough for that. Is that a bigger creature than the griffin?
That's a little bit smaller than the griffin,
Okay.
and also that creature would seem to be somehow like bringing people down into the sewer. So, whether that was it using the spiders or like popping up and grabbing them down, you're not sure.
Well, Gormrog, you describe that to a. I'm gonna reply and say, well, I still think that we might have a better chance of bringing it to the sewer. Maybe if we can't get it out from the sewer, we can have it wait, or I can wait with it until it's a safer chance to escape. But I don't want to try and take it in front of this guy. So if we're gonna sneak it out, we gotta sneak it out now.
Let's go.
I want to open the gate and try to coax the griffin to the door.
Okay. Roll an animal handling check.
I'd like to assist Clover
Okay.
in distracting.
You got guidance on the animal handling check too. I'm guiding.
That's the D4,
Hello.
right? That's a D4, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Where's the guidance look like in magic?
That's 14 total.
While this is happening, I'd like to use minor illusion to create a sound from where the other sound was coming from.
Nice.
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna say.
Don't like the sound of that.
Finnick and Clover, both of you roll deception checks for me as you try to seemingly occupy Golish's time.
Oh,
while this
I
is
was about
happening.
to have a heart-to-heart with them, but I'll roll instead.
Oh no,
Okay,
we can role play it out. I'm fine with that.
No, it's
Um,
okay. What am I rolling?
Roll a deception check for now, and then I will
Okay.
say, while you guys roll those, whisper. As you open the gate, the griffin, you kind of start to coax it out, kind of chirps, kind of begins to step out with you, its head bobbing as it steps. All of a sudden, you get it out of its cage without incident this far. Okay. Go ahead and roll an animal handling check for the next step that you're going to take. Clover. What did you guys roll first off?
I rolled a 23.
Okay. Was that a natural 20 again?
No, it was a nat
Damn.
19.
Okay.
Also got a nat 19, which makes mine a 25.
Oh, nice.
Okay. So, Clover. As you as you pull Golish over and start to show him all the things, he kind of just starts to scan the room, look around. Whoever this is, they've been here for a long time, digging this whole thing out.
It's crazy that they've been here this whole time. And they've gotten away with it so far.
And as you say that, what is the sound you're making from the other room, Finnick?
Like somebody shuffling their feet and they end up kicking a few rocks.
Okay. As that happens, his head snaps to the look into the across the room to the other way.
Clover's gonna grab her dagger, her gardening fork, and be like, "I've got you." To Golash.
Okay. He kind of looks down at you. Okay, kid. Let's go. Let's go see what it was.
It's gonna kind of look back and forth. I don't want to go like too far from my team, but yeah, let's check it out. And she'll walk with him like 5 feet or so.
Well, it's across the whole room. It's all the way into the other room, right? That you're talking about the tunnel that the clasp opened, Finnick? Or are you just talking about the room next to it?
Where they originally heard the shuffling.
Right. Yeah, that's the tunnel that the clasp opens. That was on the other side of the room.
Yeah.
So he begins to make his way through the room, past the doors to the animal room. I'm gonna say his attention is diverted.
I'm trying to lead him away from wherever Whisper and the Griffin are trying to go. It's the best way.
Okay.
I'm trying to make myself responsible.
Okay.
Clover's going to make a show of, she's going to pull out her ear a little bit and be like, "I don't hear anything anymore. That was weird. It disappeared."
Okay. Now, next step. Whisper, what'd you roll for your animal handling check?
Without guidance, I had a 15. I don't think I was guided that time.
He said he was guiding you every time, so.
Oh, okay. Well, then let me roll for guidance.
Like, where I'm actually like
That's a
either
19.
beside you or in between your legs.
That's a 19 then.
Okay. Roll for the griffin. Okay. What is the next step for you? Where are you going with him?
Guiding to the sewers.
Okay. So it begins to follow you into the sewer, through the double doors, and out into the sewer proper. I need... Okay, Clover and Finnick, what are you two doing now? As he is making his way to this other tunnel, what is the plan for you two?
Before I head back, I have to ask you a question. Is that okay?
He looks back at you. Yeah, and he keeps walking.
Do you wear that mask because you're ugly? Because I sometimes think I want to wear a mask, but I don't know.
He kind of stops and looks down at you. And just keeps walking over to the tunnel.
Okay, well, if you ever want to talk about it, I'll be around town. I'm gonna...
Finnick and Gormrog, what are you guys doing?
Finnick is with Taz, isn't she?
Yeah, Finnick's kind of like in the... I assumed like in the room, the central room.
The room where it happened.
Yes.
I would be with the other two.
I'm just gonna go up between, or like behind, like Clover and Taz, or what?
Clover and Taz, yeah.
Just sort of like where are you guys going? Did you hear something else, or?
I was coming back to find you. I didn't want to get lost.
I mean, I can understand that. These sewers or tunnels or whatever they are. I'm getting lost myself.
And I'm not from around here, so I was going to get back with the team.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm here.
Okay, well, it was nice seeing you, Golash. If you ever want to talk about the mask situation.
Okay. Next step here. Whisper, I'm gonna say one more animal handling check to like get this thing to follow you through the sewers, and then we'll figure out where we're gonna go from there. I'll say, as this is happening, Golish makes his way over to the tunnel that they uncovered, and begins to like look around. You see him like grabbing papers up off the floor and scanning around.
I'll help him clean up the papers.
Okay. Okay. These are papers that are in that new tunnel. These aren't the papers you looked through before, Finnick. Just as a point of point of note.
As I'm picking them up, I just kind of want to skim through them.
Okay. We will get to that in 1 second. Whisper, what did you roll?
15, including
15.
guidance.
Okay. So, using the bits of jerky that you've had and this rapport you've built with the griffin, it seems to now, at least in this unnatural space for it, trust you enough that it's going to follow you through these sewers. So, it kind of like comes. It doesn't get too close to you. It's still giving you a good berth, but it like reaches its head out and to try and like grab for the meat every little bit, but not in a way that's gonna like clamp down on your hand and rip a good chunk out. Clover, you make your way back over into the animal room.
As soon as I'm... Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, you.
I that was pretty much what I had to say.
Okay, as soon as I'm out of his sight, I am going to dash towards everybody else.
Okay. Gormrog, where are you in this?
I'm behind Felix and Whisper with enough space that when the others come to catch up, I can still know where they are, and also give the people behind me an idea of where we are.
Okay, so you're kind of like standing in the doorway, the double doors currently.
I'm trying to stay in the middle of everybody, just so that when they come to catch up, we can all move together.
Okay. All right, so Finnick, as you kind of like give these papers a scan, these are not marked with clasp symbology at all. There's no, like the ones you found in the other room, there's no marking of the clasp at all. You quickly give a few a scan, and you find one of them. It seems to be the newest one. It's folded slightly, and it looks like it was getting ready to be mailed out. But reading it over with a quick scan, it just says, L. Puppet Masters continue to collaborate with Inroad. Period. Puppet Master is creating system dangerous to our operation, requesting additional to assist with distraction. And then signed B R apostrophe D.
What?
You want me to read it again?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's L. It's marked to L, whoever L is. Puppet Masters continue to collaborate with Inroad. Puppet Master is creating system dangerous to our operation, requesting additional to assist with deception. Then it's signed B space R apostrophe D.
To be so obvious.
What?
I feel like this should be so obvious, but I don't know. Puppet Master?
First sentence has Puppet Master pluralized or singular?
Puppet Masters continue to collaborate with Inroad.
And the second sentence has it singular or pluralized?
Singular.
Interesting.
Does this seem like it's written in any other? Sorry if I'm intruding on if I'm not in the area. In any other way than other let's say just normal text? Does it seem like it's coded in such a way? But like maybe it's a code.
It's clearly written in code, but not like coded symbology. It's just the,
Like
I mean,
nicknames and stuff.
right,
Code names.
yeah.
I mean, pineapple could be apple at that point, and corn could be carrot. So
Carrots.
oh my god.
Okay, so, Finnick, what are you doing?
I'm gonna take that note. I'm just
You gonna?
gonna do it.
Are you trying to pocket it?
Yeah.
Okay, just roll a sleight of hand check for me as you try and. Because are you trying to hide it from Golish?
His
I mean,
name is
like,
Goulash now.
if he wants to see it, like, I don't know if I'm like. I'm really not trying to be sneaky, but like, if he wants to see it, he can. But I also want to take it to show the rest of the group. So I'm just,
All right. So since you're not trying to like hide it at all, he notices. And anything interesting on that one?
something about puppet masters. It's addressed to L from BR''D.
Hmm.
That wouldn't ring any bells, would it?
Hmm. He takes the note from you and kind of gives it a scan, reading it over a little bit. I don't know who L or BRD is, but I mean, it sounds like Puppet Master. It's probably the League, or at least the spell right. And I guess we would be Inroad.
Multiple people orchestrating this.
Seems like someone's trying to set us up in a big way. And we're about to get a lot more company if this letter goes out.
I just want to take it to show the other people. I don't know what'll happen if this letter doesn't go out.
He hands it back to you. And starts to follow you into the other room with the rest of the group.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just try and make my way back.
Okay. He follows you and sees the griffin's not in his cage. Doesn't say anything.
No.
And joins you, Finnick and Gormrog, in like the centralized area. And
Really didn't think that through. I'm gonna use my telepathic speech. And I'll just send that to Gormrog, because he's probably gonna be the closest one, saying Golish is right on our tail. Or Golish is like right behind us, but he didn't say anything when passing the empty cage. I don't know what to do.
Don't say anything. Just come meet up with us. We went this way.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying I might not have thought it through.
Tell him, okay, we'll leave you to do your thing, and then come meet up with us. Safety in numbers. Ditch him.
What am I supposed to do? I'm just gonna
Tell
like
him.
slowly pace a
Doses.
little bit.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna like slow down a little bit.
Okay.
Because I'm assuming it's pretty dark down here.
Yeah, it's pretty dark. but you kind of, you're walking, Gormrog is not that far ahead, so you kind of come up to meet him.
Are they catching up? Are they caught up with me at this point?
Yeah, because you said you were back behind. You had caught up to
Okay.
Gormrog, and so it's all kind of like there at this point.
Okay, so do I see Finnick and Gulash?
Yes, you see them approaching.
Okay, I don't know if this will be the best idea. I'd like to try and fake a fall.
Okay, go ahead and roll a deception check.
Okay. So I'm trying to figure out which way would be the quickest way out rather than the sewers. If we just goes. Okay. That is a 19 total.
Okay. Okay, so as you begin to start to fall in a very convincing fashion, his hand kind of just like snaps out and grabs your shoulder, steadying you up so you don't fall.
I'm gonna run up and also help catch Finnick.
Okay.
Are you okay? What happened? Did you trip?
I really don't like this tunnel. I don't know. It's just, I can't see where I'm going.
Anyways,
They coming up on me at this point?
yeah, you're all kind of, everyone except for Whisper and Felix, because Felix
Clover
was helping Whisper.
I'm just trying
Is
to
going
time.
to cast Prestidigitation
Okay.
to make it sound like someone is coughing, like behind us, like the way that we just walked from.
Okay.
Yep. So that's a cantrip. So someone is now coughing behind us.
All right. Okay. His head kind of starts to turn to look behind him.
I'm also gonna turn.
How many people are down here?
What the heck is happening? I'm really scared of this place.
Using the telepathic speech, I'm just gonna Gorbog go. We will catch him. I know we should.
I'm gonna say the same to you because I'm faster.
Just get some distance. We will.
Yeah, Gormrog, split the party. That's a great idea. This is a
Like, he
Clo-
doesn't say anything. I don't know how he's going to react. I'm nervous.
Clover's gonna yell towards the cough. If anyone's there, I took 4 years of archery and I'm really good at it. I came in 3rd place.
Golesh, the chaos crew that is my friends are now that way. These two clearly need a little help in walking. I'm gonna get them to them. I'll leave that to you and your people because this is a clasp issue. Cool.
Roll a persuasion check.
Thank God. D&D Beyond. Sponsor us, by the way.
That'd be great.
16 total.
16. Okay. I'm gonna say. Okay. All right. Well, how about this? We will meet up again in the near future.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm about it. Did the
Well,
letter this time, please?
Why don't you meet us at our establishment this time?
Gladly. You just let us know when and where, and we'll be there. Just keep Marie Lynn out of this. She's very upset.
Well, I'm sure she won't be much happier if you show up with a griffin, but that's up to you guys.
I really hope we don't go that way. But again, creatures of chaos. I don't have final say in this. But I love them. Bye. Come on, guys. and I'm gonna grab you too, and I'm gonna start walking off towards the other two.
Okay. So
Like to
he
think that you have me and
Do you-
Clover by the back collars, and you just
Yes,
Just
mother
drag.
cat with two kittens. Just
Okay. So as
can't hear you, Clover. Clover, you said something. I couldn't hear what it was.
Oh, I was just screaming back to Golash as you were dragging me away. I can't see my friendship bracelet on you. Nothing important.
It is the most important.
Okay, so as he turns to go make his way to investigate the sound of the coughing, and the rest of the area, Finnick, you still have the letter. I would say he did hand it back to you. Keeping some of the copies of the other ones for himself. You make your way, the rest of you catching up to Whisper and her griffin, giving it a fair enough birth, as she seems to be the only one that it's truly not hostile towards. What's the plan, everyone?
I actually
Well,
sent you a message privately of a little doodle I made.
Yes,
Um,
yes, I
I'm
saw.
looking for something like that to try and get the griffin through, because I know that there's no real exit per se, but if we can find a way where it's big enough for it to squeeze through and get out, even if it's out of the city.
I'll say this: you do know Western is not like a water. It doesn't border any sort of water, so something like that isn't necessarily the easiest to find because this is all dug underground. Um, you know, it kind of like drains off into more just like a basin, as opposed to
Mhm. Mm-hmm.
like a sewer vent that drains off into the water stream. Um,
Yeah.
mm, so let's see what we're gonna do here, everyone.
I mean, I
I,
know
uh,
a place. I know a place that we could take the griffin, but it's not particularly close.
What are you thinking?
My family farm, Hexcomb family farm. It's just outside of Stillben. My mom's really good with animals, and I mean,
That
it's a whole farm. As long as he doesn't eat the chickens. I, I don't want him to eat the chickens. But,
mention of chickens.
yeah.
I might be of a little bit of help getting it out of the sewer, maybe? Whisper, the griffin's quite large. What if we made it a compact griffin?
How?
He starts flipping madly through his spellbook. Yes. Where's ha? Oh, here it is. Getting large objects into tiny spaces. I learned this about a couple years ago when I learned the language of magic. I can shrink big things and make them tiny. I'm just looking through my spellbook because I'm pretty positive I learned this one. Where are we at? Oh, D&D Beyond.
Sponsor us.
Spells.
What's the name of the spell you're thinking of?
I should have 2 level
Reduce.
spells. Where's my level spells? I'm having a hard time. Maybe because. Why is it not? Identify ritual to concept. Oh, it's a. Okay, yep, no, there it is. Okay, wait, no. Never mind. I look and I say, but it is not something that I prepared for the day. Take a rest and sleep in the sewers a little bit. Maybe if we can't find a suitable hole to get it out.
Yeah, I didn't think this far.
This is why I was concerned about breaking it out in the first place.
How about we just get a big hole and we just blow a big hole into the wall somewhere?
Do we know any exits to the sewer that we could get
I
made
know of
bigger?
I know of the Underwalk Ward. Underwalk Ward. It's hard to say. It's kind of the memorial site for the Chroma Conclave incident. The survivor's legacy, as it were. We'd probably be able to get the Griffin through there, but it means people.
What time of day is it?
If I remember right, you're like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. If I remember right.
Yeah, we started the day by going to the Spellwright Sanctum, and then we wound up underneath the sewers. So
How busy is that area?
Probably around 12 o'clock then.
less busy than the streets above, but not abandoned.
How
What if
close
we
is
wait?
it? How close is it to the woods?
The underwalk gates, like the big gates that lead, the biggest entrance that there is in the underwalk, leads right into the residential, the center of the residential ward. But that is all the way on the east side of Western, so it's not like particularly far from a gate, but it is. You're coming into a residential area.
In-
It is at this
Maybe-
point that we may need to contact, per se, the god and clear the streets so that we can get out quickly and efficiently. No, you're just gonna barrel through them, or do you have
No,
another
I'm gonna
idea?
wait. I'm gonna wait
Felix.
till nighttime.
Felix, how long is the walk back home?
Oh, days. Are you talking back to our home? Yes, it's a cart ride about a week or so. Walk would be. Oh, I don't think my little legs could make that. To be honest with you, Clover.
Oh,
But if we wait, we could shrink it. Or, in all honesty, what if we get it out in the open and just let it fly away? I mean,
I was thinking that too. What if I go to the guard, but I
think
don't
Whisper
talk to
wants
the
to
whole
keep it.
guard? What if I just go talk to Lyndon? Maybe he could block the street off or something. Maybe one of us could like play dead.
if
I don't know.
it is what time again? It's
It's like noon right now.
Yeah.
The afternoon.
I mean, we could cause a distraction big enough to move the city's eye, so to speak, as you do something. So even if they see a griffin flying off in the distance, they wouldn't think much of it. Like maybe a crazed man running across the street spewing craziness. Or something.
You're
I
just
don't-
gonna run through the street?
Yes, I'm just gonna run through the street and say that the sky is falling, to be honest with you, and then hopefully Lyndon can get me out of the whatever sentence that would be.
With all due respect, that would not be as uncommon in Westrun as you might think.
Let's
Most people will
before we
just-
think about the street. There's getting out of the sewers.
Yeah.
If we sleep in the sewers and take a rest, as it just takes me a while to prepare. I'll do everything I can, and I will sit now and start preparing. And when I'm done, I will have the spell to shrink this creature if it so pleases, and that might help a little bit. If you want to get crazy with it, we could just chuck luck and just run like Whisper wants. Why not?
Whisper
I
said
wanna
wait.
run.
So
Oh, you
Yeah.
didn't run around. Oh,
how long were you thinking of waiting?
Till nighttime.
Yeah, that gives us 8 hours. That's a long enough time.
And the Griffin wait that long?
I can help.
We all have jerky. Better than being in a cage.
Yeah. We
You
can
could-
try it. I'm
How
willing to
far
make it.
away is that nest area that the Edicap, is that what the creature was, made
Mhm.
from the memorial area?
That
That- That should be close to us now, whereas
Yeah,
the
that's
memorial
close to
area is
you.
on the other side of the
Mhm.
city.
yeah, the Underwalk Ward is all the way on to on the eastern side of the city, whereas you're in still very much the sewers of the city. But yeah, the Ettercap thing is only a short distance away, based off what Clover knows from the symbology she saw, and that led to Clasp here.
Do I see any thieves' cant around us now?
Roll a perception check for me.
We did torch the place.
You
That
said
the Edicap was
perception.
in.
Yes,
That
ma'am.
is a 17.
Okay. You see, very similar to the one you saw before, a symbol saying Clasp hideout this way. Very obvious.
That's all. Okay.
Yeah.
Do I see any other? No. It would just be people. Never mind.
As we're still sitting here contemplating, I'm going to start casting Fortune's Favor. I just need a minute, whether it gets completed or not. Start.
I would say you've had enough time to cast that based on what's been going on here.
Okay.
So,
If-
you
If we're
want
doing
to
something dangerous,
say again?
if we're doing something dangerous, no matter what, it seems like we have to get maybe farther into the favor. I hand this to Clover. Here's the Fortune's Favor.
What does that do?
Don't die. I just don't die. Just in case. Hold on to it.
Oh, okay.
You want to take the griffin to the Edicap nest?
I forgot we lit it on fire, so it might not be as comfy.
I mean, it's the sewers. There's not going to be any comfy place around here.
I'm sure the Edicap nest was comfy before we lit it on fire.
For spiders, yeah.
It was full of spiders.
It was
so
sticky.
full of spiders? We killed the spiders.
We killed all the spiders. I wouldn't have.
But was it a big cleared out space? I was thinking like rather than this little hallway, maybe the griffin wanted like a bigger room. So I was thinking
It
we
was
could
a
bring it
bigger
to that
room. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
We can attempt that. Yeah. Let's head there and at least try it. You know, worst case scenario, we find something else, but we can at least try.
Okay. Easy enough. Like I said, the that space is very close to where you are currently, so you are able to lead the griffin, kind of like just tentatively following you, and follows you into this carved out room. As you enter into the room, it is a little different from how you last left it. There's carbon all across the walls, small porched bones of cats and dogs and small animals strewn about. You do see some of the burnt flesh appears to have been eaten. There's large chunks that appear to be taken out of those rotting corpses, and you get the sense that this is where that carrion crawler had been coming from, and had been snacking on the remains that the Ettercap had left behind. But the room is yours as you make your way in. The griffin kind of sniffing the room, sniffing the entrance, as you lead it in, kind of tentatively walks in, following you and whisper.
Gonna gesture and be like, look, barbecue.
Kind of makes its way over and nudges one of the burnt corpses and takes a small bite out of it. And suddenly the wings flare out behind it. It grabs the entirety of the burnt cat, flips it into the air, and just chomps down on it and eats the whole thing.
Oh, he was hungry.
Yeah,
It was big
We can make him better for someone else. That's not this. Mm.
Well, isn't there a way that we can get out from this room? That we know of? Yeah. To the alley.
That hallway there. You take it 2 openings, make a right, and then go 3 openings and up.
Mhm.
But it is a small doorway that we came in through. I don't believe
Yeah.
the Griffin can get to the.
Yeah, it was
Griffin can't, but we could.
it was one of those rounded covers in the street. Was that?
Do we want to leave the Griffin here? Is that what you're saying, Whisper?
It depends on what we want to do. Like, I don't know if we want to wait until nighttime and then try to sneak it through the memorial area, or blow a hole in the alley, or I don't know. I just want to make sure I get the Griffin out safely, and then it can decide where it wants to go.
Finnick, I saw earlier you casted a spell I read about, the minor illusion. Can you make the area in front, if we blew a hole in the ground, could you make the area in front of it look as it did before?
I've never really used it that way, but I also don't want anyone falling through the hole.
Yeah, I don't think it lasts that long from what I read, but I've never done it before, so I don't know. I should learn that.
Are we waiting by chance? Or are we wanting to go now? Is that what we're debating?
I think the best bet is probably to wait.
If we're waiting, how big would you say this creature is, Whisper? I'm not very good with animals.
The Griffin is a large-sized creature, which means it's like 12 foot from head to tail, including the tail.
Yes. So you see him start doing calculations, and he starts spouting an enormous amount of numbers out on yes, that means he would be about 6 foot tall if I shrunk him, if we waited, and he could fit through doorways. So no explosions would have to happen, I believe. He'd also be a little bit lighter, or it would be a little bit lighter, and it would also maybe not look as scary. I don't know. What does a 6 foot Griffin seem out in the real world?
We could make him think it's a baby and we're returning it to its mom.
Where does it go from here again?
This room, there's the tunnel that leads up into like the dugout space.
No. Once we get the Griffin out of here, where do we go from here? I'm asking my fellow teammates.
My bad.
What if Whisper jumps on it and flies away?
So, hang on. Look, I'm gonna walk over to a wall that is covered in scorch marks, and with my finger, I'm gonna draw a really rough map of the city, and I'm gonna say, "We're about here," and this is the general area of the Underwalk Ward, which I really wish they would rename. That'll lead into the center of the residential area, which we can then take to the eastern gate of the city. We can go all the way across to do that. The other gates to the city are... Joe, help me out with this.
What are you asking? I'm sorry.
The gates to the city, just ways to get out.
the Underwalk Ward has other entrances. They're pretty small because they're meant for just like a humanoid person to walk through from the upper layer. And those are all typically in the residential ward because, as I said, the Underwalk is generally under the residential area. Sewers, as far as you know, it's manhole covers that lead up to the street level. Um, and besides that, that's pretty much all you're aware of.
Right, and above ground, where are the entrances?
To the
And
Underwalk?
exits to the city.
From the Underwalk or from the sewers?
From the street.
From street to where? What are you asking?
From the street
Yeah.
to outside of the city.
Oh, okay.
Like if we can somehow manage to get it up, just straight up,
right?
How would we get out?
There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 roads that lead directly from the city out. They are all obviously gated entrances, as there is a wall that surrounds the entirety of Western. But there are, like I said, 6 main roads out. The 2 of them directly to the west out of the Scholar Ward. 1 to the north that kind of like sits between the residential ward and the Scholar Ward. There's 1 to the east that leads from the residential ward, and then there's 2 south that go through the Temple Ward.
And we are in relation to those dead center?
You are towards the Scholar Ward.
So the 2 to the west would be the closest ones then?
Correct. Yes, the Underwalk is on the complete opposite side of the city from where you guys are.
It's the Scholar Ward, the Residential Ward, and the...
Temple.
What was the third one? Temple.
Okay, well, while you guys are thinking, because I don't want to... Let's take our first break while you guys will kind of consider what the plan is here, okay?
Okay.
All right, so we're going to take our break, everyone. We'll be back in about 10 to 15 minutes. See you guys soon.
I'm Jacqueline Wilmot, Director of Volunteer and Community Engagement at the Phoenix. We're on a mission to help as many people as we can.
I'm blown away, honestly, by the impact our volunteers are having across the country. The Phoenix is yoga, it's art, it's hiking, it's music. So there's a lot of really exciting things happening at the Phoenix.
Now, because of our virtual volunteer platform, we can take Phoenix anywhere. All they have to do is pick up that volunteer flag, and it's started.
The people, they tend to come to the Phoenix because they get something out of it, you know? There's something genuine about that. And then, you know, along the way, they realize, I can give back. What's so unique about volunteering with the Phoenix is that you can just come as you are, and we will give you the tools and the training to be successful.
I became a volunteer with the Phoenix so that I could give back, even if it's just a little bit of what they've given me. One of my most favorite things about volunteering is meeting people, connecting. I've made friends that I will have for a lifetime.
So it's been a dream of mine to be able to bring fitness or physical activities to the sober community here in Long Beach. And so to hear that the Phoenix was already here and doing that was super exciting for me.
Service to others has been played a major role in my personal recovery. So I like that the Phoenix lets me combine an activity and some service. I also really like riding my bike, so hand in hand they go together.
I love the Phoenix. I don't know, it's just... The classes have really helped me come out of my shell a little bit. I have my confidence back, which I didn't have even though I got clean from drugs and alcohol. I feel like my life is taking off, and everybody at the Phoenix is helping me do that.
Once Phoenix has helped you rise from the ashes, there's this sort of natural response where you want to do that for other people. And the beauty of that is as soon as they find that strength and fortitude in their recovery, they're reaching back for the next person. And if we did that across the country, imagine how many lives could be touched.
So join us in this movement. Whether you are in recovery or an ally, you have something special to offer. Whether you are looking to lead events or support events, you already have everything you need to bring the Phoenix alive in your community. Get started today. We can't wait to make a difference alongside you.
And we're back. Okay, so what is the plan, everyone?
So, we're gonna take a long rest while you guys figure out your spells. Just chill out here till nighttime.
That sounds good to me.
Some
Do,
people should take watch.
I'll take watch. I can sit right at the edge and keep an eye out for at least a few hours.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Okay.
I got a bedroll and a blanket. But I was raised by barbarians in the wilderness, so I don't really need them. We can offer them to the griffin if you want to try that.
I don't.
I don't know. Maybe they make nests. I have no idea. I'm just trying to be considerate. If it's a
They
dumb
can
idea, I'm
make
sorry.
nests with the barbecue.
Yeah. Okay. If you think so.
Now I kind of feel bad.
You see it starting to grab other the small animal corpses and just like wing it up in the air, and, like playing with this corpse.
Yeah.
I'm
I
gonna
want to
lay
grab a
out.
bone.
I'm gonna lay out the bedroll and blanket and just back away from it. Just
I walk over to Clover and offer a better explanation about that little shiny thing of light I gave her. I say, if you find yourself in need and you see an outcome of something, let's say you stub your toe, think very hard on this light, and you can unstub your toe. Makes no sense now, I know, but just do it. I promise. And that's going to probably burn out in the next 20 minutes. So I take another minute. I use my last second level spell slot. I give her another Fortune's Favor. I say, last an hour. Is fate in your hand? Choose it. Use it. Toss it in the trash. I really could care less. Good night. And I turn around and I pull out some books and I start to get ready for the next day or the spells.
You always put so much pressure on me. I'm gonna sit right outside of the doorway to take the first shift of watch. I'm gonna pull out my journal and I'm just gonna start writing.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and roll a. Is anyone else want to do anything before you guys bed down for a long rest?
We should figure out a watch schedule.
I'll take one of the watches.
I can too.
Okay, I'll wake up Gormrog when I'm done.
It's up to you guys how many watches you want to do.
I'm good for a 3 or so. I'm good for a while. I can take a short rest and be fine.
Okay. So
3 hours.
Whoever does the 3-hour shift won't be able to get a long rest in unless you guys are there for like 11 hours.
I'm fine with that. I'm good on a short rest. I don't have any spell slots that need to be replaced or anything like that.
Okay.
I'm gonna need a long rest.
You need a long rest?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. Okay, so then it's gonna take. So yeah, if you two with 9 hours, that would cover everyone, I think. 3.
So 3 sets of 3.
Or no. If she does 3, you guys all do 2. That's 9 hours. That would be covered. So she won't get a long rest, but all of you will.
That's fine.
Okay.
Okay, so Clover, go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
Plus 7 is 18.
18. Okay. So, as you spend your first 3 hours there, the light trickling of water from the walls around you echoing in the distance, you sit there and just kind of take it all in. Start to reflect on the experiences you've had since coming into the city. The interesting range of characters that you've now come to meet. You hear what you assume is the clasp kind of searching that room off in the distance, but they never make their way back towards you all. You hear sounds of shifting and sounds of papers getting slid across. You hear stone being thrown apart. But besides that, your first shift goes without incident.
Okay.
Who are you going to wake up?
Who was next? I'm gonna go wake up Gormrog.
Ah.
I'm just gonna go poke him in the nose.
What? Oh, is it my turn?
Mhm.
All right.
It was pretty quiet. I heard him searching in the distance, but nothing crazy happened. I wrote a song. I'll tell it to you later.
I look forward to it. Get some rest, kid. And I'll take up position and keep an eye out.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
Don't tell me what to do. I mean, I love you.
What'd you roll?
I rolled a 10, but I have a +2, so it's 12.
Okay. Similar. The night. Some time passes. You hear the sounds. Is there anything in particular you want to do during your watch?
I'm gonna start on my second letter to Cressida Holt.
Okay. Besides that, there's not much else that happens during your shift. Who do you plan on waking up next?
I'm gonna wake up Whisper.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna lightly touch her
Oh,
shoulder.
Before you go to wake her up. Sorry. I just wanna... Something else happens before that.
Uh-oh.
Finnick. As you begin to drift off to sleep, the day's events swirling in your mind, you eventually find yourself standing on a street. A street that looks familiar from your past. The flames burning in the windows of the small buildings around you. You begin to walk down the street. As each step, the sounds of screams and cries begin to grow more and more intense. As you continue to step down this street corner, you feel something grasp onto your ankle. You look down, you see that familiar little girl. You see her lips form the words you've heard her say a million times before, but there's no sound. Every time she opens her mouth, there's just flames spitting out from the mouth. Her eyes burn as flames explode outwards. You see her lips move. Stop. They just won't stop. I didn't do. And then it just keeps repeating. As You sit there, you try and pull your leg from her. The flames burn more and more intensely, engulfing the entirety of your vision. Before you sit up in the cave of the sewers. Awakened from the nightmare once more. Gormrog, you see her, chewed up, covered in sweat.
And inches away from Whisper's arm, I'm just gonna back it away and just... Okay. You're awake now. That is not what I was intended for, but sure.
It wasn't. It wasn't you. It's fine.
Is it?
Yeah. It's been a long day and it's just been a long day. With all that's happened, it's so much stress.
You don't have to answer the question I'm about to ask. This may be personal. I don't know. So I'm going to preface this with saying I'm giving you an out. You can tell me I'd rather not answer that right now. The question is this. Do you need help?
Yeah. I've seen so much that I don't want to see again. And I know what Felix did earlier was an accident, but it scared me. I don't like being scared like that.
I mean, to be honest, you should see him shirtless. It's kind of terrifying, but... Sorry. I'm not good with serious moments.
It's fine.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm trying to work through it.
Yeah, you keep a lot close to the chest, and I'm all for supporting powerful women taking their life by their reins and, doing what they gotta do, but there's nothing wrong with leaning on supports while you do it.
I've just never had that opportunity in the past.
I grew up in a family that liked to beat the snot out of each other. Right, that was how we passed the time and determined the hierarchy of the family. Kristen joined us about halfway through our life, and he got good at it, but I was not good at that. I know what it's like to run from something because you're scared. But I also know what it's like to run to something because you're excited, and what it's like to build something with somebody because they're there for you. And because I had that opportunity, I'd like to extend that to you. I don't know how, but I will help you with whatever you need help with. Whatever it is you're facing, or running from, or trying to deal with, or trying to work through, I will stand by your side. Not in front of you, not behind you, next to you. I will help you through it as best as I can.
This is the closest thing I've had to a support system in a very, very long time.
I'm going to tell you right now, it's not going to be good and it's not going to be perfect, but it's more than nothing.
There's
I'm
no
happy
such
to do
thing as
it.
perfect to me, so.
Good. Keeps the ball low. But, the first thing we're going to need to deal with is that guy over there. Right? Like, that thing's eating cats. That's kind of a lot right now.
At least they were dead beforehand.
Trying not to think about it. When you're ready. And only you can determine that. You can always come to me to talk, to let me know what happened, let me know what's going on. If you want to talk about whatever it is that woke you up, sure. If you want to talk about where you want to go from here, sure. I'm more than happy to listen. And I'm not saying right now, because you're dealing with a lot. And it's okay to not be okay. You know? But I hope some of this is making sense. I'm not good at this, but I had the opportunity, so it's important to me to give that opportunity to you, to Clover, to Felix, to Whisper, Tristan if he ever comes back, but knowing him, it could be a while. And the only thing I'll ask in return is that you find somebody to help out once you're ready.
Oh well.
Good. Now I need to rest because I'm freaking exhausted. You good to take the next watch? Or should I wake up Whisper?
I can take a watch. It'd give me a chance to clear my head.
Take a few deep breaths, but not too deep because it smells like garbage here, but...
And the griffin doesn't help.
No, this is not. But, wake up Whisper when you're done. And then we'll be on to the next step and getting this thing out of here. And we'll take those steps together, alright?
Alright, thank you.
Anytime.
Alright.
Go ahead and roll a perception check for your watch.
If I could see my character sheet, that would probably help. It's an 11 total.
Okay. Is there anything you want to do on your watch?
No, not really.
You spend your 2 hours sitting there in the dark of the tunnel, listening and watching for anything. The griffin has kind of settled down into a space and it's kind of just like nudging and gnawing on one of the small animals that it's been playing with for the better part of an hour. You hear the...
Didn't they tell you not to play with your food?
You hear the crunching sound as it clamps down into the skull and just echoes in the room. But the rest of your shift is uneventful, and you are free to wake up the next person.
I'll wake up Whisper.
Okay.
Just with like a light shake. You're up.
Is it time to go?
Nope. Yeah, not quite.
Oh, yeah.
Almost done.
I will keep watch.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a perception check.
23.
Okay. You sit there listening for anything, in the hallways, and the rest of the hall seems to have gone quiet at this point. You hear the occasional sound of something like sliding across the ground in the distance, but it doesn't seem to make its way closer to you. The griffin, as you sit there, kind of walks over towards you and drops a cat down on your lap and kind of nudges it towards you. And then kind of sits down next to you, just looking down at the cat and then up at you.
Thank you. I'm not hungry right now.
Picks it up, swallows it down.
Good,
just-
Griffin.
But your 2 hours pass by without little event otherwise. And you all go ahead and take a long rest, except for you, Clover. You go ahead and take a short rest. But go ahead and everyone choose your spells for the day. Heal up. Everyone's good? Good. Great. Grand. What's the plan, everyone?
Get this
Everyone
thing out
sleep
of here,
well?
I guess.
Yes.
So, we're gonna take it through the memorial to the exit there, right? Or are we taking it through this exit?
Well, y'all picked your spells?
Yeah. But
You
what?
guys,
Well, can Felix shrink it?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. But there's a slight hitch reading my spell before I wrote it down. I only have a minute, so we have very short, limited time. But then I could recast it, which isn't a big deal. But so we have about 2 minutes, I believe. This creature will be normal humanoid slight size.
That might not be an issue. We can use that to get it through the manhole cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you
Okay,
can talk
at the
to the
time-
Phoenix and let him know what's going on.
And then we can
Griffin?
try to...
Yeah, Griffin.
Did you call it a phoenix?
They're all birds to me.
So I could cast a spell that lets me talk to them for 10 minutes. But before I do that, I want to know what you want me to ask, because we could ask a bunch in 10 minutes. But I also need to make sure that I can tell it that we're about to cast magic on it and make it small so it doesn't freak out and, like, eat us.
Okay, well,
It'll be tiny. They still have arms beating us.
at
but-
least if it was smaller, it'd be easier to deal with, I guess.
What do you mean
Not,
deal
not.
with?
I'm just saying, if things go.
Things aren't going to go
poorly.
south. Yes. No.
we need to let it know that we're going to cast magic on it. That's an excellent point. We should probably know what it wants to be called.
Yes. That's on my list.
When we go up, the fastest way out of the city is through the Scholar Ward. So we're going to go west.
So, I also, while I was sleeping, I remembered a spell that can help us be more sneaky.
And you...
I love sneaking.
Can you extend that to the griffin?
I can extend it to me and my companions. So, anyone who's next to me within 30 feet.
Okay. And I guess the important question was, does it count itself among our companions? And does it want to stay that way, or does it want to do something else?
Well, yeah, I can ask what it wants. But I think you should also ask who captured it.
Yeah.
That'd be true.
Yeah. If it can identify who
Or,
done
like,
it,
describe them.
yeah, that would be immensely helpful.
Yeah.
Good thinking, Whisper.
Thanks. Anything else I'm missing? Because I've got a list,
I love lists.
but we only have 10 minutes to talk to it. And then you're going to make it person-sized, and then we got to go, right?
Yeah, maybe also ask
We
like if
should
it
probably-
came from the place or if it came from where it was kidnapped.
Oh, where it came from.
Yeah.
We should probably shrink it just before we go up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Like go to the spot, cast, and then go straight up.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And then out.
Yeah.
Should
Instead of
somebody
casting
go
it
up
here.
first?
Yeah. One of us can do that. I'd be willing. I volunteer.
For what?
Going up first, kind of scouting out the area.
Oh yeah, I think I think someone should lead and then someone else should trail, and you guys should be in the middle. That's just.
I have to be at least within seeing distance of the
Mhm.
griffin for me to keep it small.
Yeah, you and I should go with the griffin, I think.
So, Gormrog, Felix, the Griffin, and Whisper in any particular order, and then Clover and I in the back.
I'm fine with that.
As long as everyone stays within 30 feet of me, I could keep us all quieter.
Mhm.
Clover, you good?
Be fine.
Yeah.
Felix?
Yes, as long as the griffin's not going to bite my hands off when I start waving at it dramatically.
I will try to warn it.
Whisper, you're up.
Right now?
We can have breakfast first if you'd rather.
Well, it's nighttime.
We just woke up. You can eat breakfast whenever you want.
I can, but I don't want the griffin to take my food.
It's around. Okay.
So I think
What
we
would
should
you
do
like
this,
to
and
do?
then yeah, we should just do this because I'm super excited to talk to the griffin.
Go for it.
All right, I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals,
Okay.
and it lasts for 10 minutes.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna turn to the griffin, and I'm gonna squawk at it. What's your name? You have a name?
My name is.
Okay, that doesn't translate. Do you want a name that I can call you? Because I came up with a list of ideas.
Whatever works for you.
All right, I gotta go fast. Pick one. I got Talon, I've got Sharps, I've got Hootie, I've got Hooters, I got Beaker, I got Fluffy, and I got Clawfang.
They all work, I guess. Whatever.
Oh, you Talon. Talon sounds cool.
Okay.
Are
I'm
you
Talon.
Are you he or she or they?
He?
Cool. Do you want to be friends?
Maybe.
All right, we'll get there. Where's your home?
I used to live in the woods really far south, I think. The way the wind blows, it comes from that way.
So when we found you, you were hurt, and I'm sorry that happened to you. Yeah, but we tried to help you out. Could you? I wanna kill the people or things that hurt you. So, because it wasn't nice. Can you remember anything about the people who captured you or hurt you?
The ones who put me in the and captured me to begin with, there were a lot of them, and they were all different shapes. The ones that broke my wing, though, they were down in this place. One of them was really small, and like you ever see those things that are by like water and they hop. It was like a big one of those. Um,
Frog.
mm, I don't know what they're called.
Yeah.
But he had like green skin with these big blue splotches on him, and he was really mean. He stabbed me a lot. Um,
I will kill him.
there was a girl. She had like dark red skin and really big horns on her head. Um, she was mean too.
I will
Um,
kill her.
and then there was a big guy, like him, kind of looks towards Gormrog. Um, he was nice. He fed me.
I might spare him. Thank you. Where I will try to find them. I also just want to tell you that my friend, these are all my friends. They're nice. They promise that they will be nice to you. You can trust them. My friend's going to cast some magic on you, something on you that's going to make you small. So we can sneak you out of this area and we can get you home.
Is it going to hurt?
It's not gonna hurt, but it might be scary and it might shock you because you're suddenly gonna go from big to kind of big.
Roll a persuasion check.
Hey, what's your Griffin? Sounds good. That's a 13.
Can I bring a snack, at least?
Yeah. What's your favorite food?
I don't know, meat. Whatever I catch. Meat's really good.
Too. Yeah. One more question.
Mm-hmm.
When we get out of here, when I help you out of here, where do you want to go? Well, you're welcome to hang out with me and my friends. We would be nice to you. We'll make sure you get meat.
I do like meat.
Yeah, me too. We could be best friends, but I always want it to be whatever you want. I never want you to feel forced to be with us. But I do want to keep you safe, and I'm going to kill the people who hurt you.
Okay, well, I'm ready.
All right.
Grabs one of the cats off the floor and holds it in its mouth.
You're awesome, Talon.
What is your name again?
Oh, I'm Whisper.
Hi, Whisper. I'm Talon.
It's a good name.
I like it.
All right. Are we ready for phase 2? I will relay what I learned about the griffin to the rest of the party.
Are we ready for phase 2? I don't know. You tell us. Are we ready for phase 2?
Oh god. You told it I wouldn't hurt it. I've never cast a spell before, Whisper.
Hey, Felix. Doc. You're good. Have faith in yourself.
You're always good at spells. Don't worry about it.
Yes, then I think we should try to get it through the door then, right?
Yes.
Let's try to get it to the surface through the manhole cover.
We were gonna shrink it before
Going up, yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna shrink it before going up, so.
Yeah.
Just in case that makes noise, I'm gonna cast Pass Without a Trace over all of us.
Okay. As you cast Pass Without a Trace, you see all the shadows of the room kind of like sort of flow up your bodies a little bit, blending you into the surface a little bit better.
Cool.
So that's cool.
Okay. You're all gonna make your way
Shall
over
we
to
then?
the
To
manhole
the
cover.
nearest manhole cover.
Okay. You're familiar with its location, having traveled this one several times now.
What is this, number 6? 5? Something like that?
Okay. So, as you bring the griffin over to towards the entrance, kind of looks towards you, Felix, still holding the cat in its mouth. You hear,
If you want the cat to stay the same size, you should drop it and then pick it up later. It will shrink with you, just so you know. Does it understand me, Whisper?
It probably doesn't, but he wanted to take a snack, so it should be fine if it's equivalent
oh.
size.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I start to cast Enlarge Reduced with the Reduce idea, and primordial numbers would probably circle the griffin and go from a larger number and actually reduce themselves to 0 until the spell is complete. And once it's all base 0 prime numbers, he will be tiny.
Okay. So, as the griffin shrinks down, kind of still holding the cat, which does shrink down with it.
It does have disadvantage on strength checks as well. It shrinks.
Yes. Okay, you've got 1 minute.
I'm going straight up.
Go.
Like while he's casting the spell, I'm going up to scout out the area, stealthily.
Okay, roll a stealth check and a perception check, and add 10 for the passive trace.
And then I want to be keeping a watch behind us.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I am
check.
too.
Both of you roll perception checks for me.
Stealth check. I rolled a 16. Plus 10 would bring it to 26. Plus 4 brings it to 30.
Okay. So, as you make your way up, flipping out into the darkness, you blend against the wall and become completely invisible to the universe. Looking around, you...
Perception check was an 8.
Okay. You do know that this entrance is closer towards the market ward than the scholar ward, as you're getting kind of close towards Marie Lynn's. Just having this been the tunnel you've used on several occasions now. So you do hear some of the hustle and bustle going on in the market ward as evening is starting to take the city. But you don't see anyone in your direct line of vision from your point of perception. Clover and Finnick, as you both station up and listen, what'd you guys roll? I'm sorry.
15.
15. Okay.
Thanks.
That's the second time we've done that tonight.
You both scout out. You hear that faint sound of sliding once more, but besides that, there's nothing that comes into your vision. Whisper, what are you doing to get this griffin up to?
Phoenix down. Let's get him.
Shameless promo.
Is it like a ladder? How do we get out of this sewer?
Yeah, it's like a opening with a small ladder. Yes.
Oh, we didn't think this far.
Springs. It is lighter.
Yeah,
let's
but
see,
it's still bigger than me.
Reduction decreases its size by 1 category. The weight is reduced to 1/8 of normal.
Gormrog, when you left, did you leave the manhole open? I'm gonna try and gesture to the griffin to go up through the manhole.
Okay, roll an animal handling check for me. I'm gonna say add advantage because of everything you've done so far with this.
Yeah.
Since I'm there, could I also cast guidance on that as well? I'm able to cast while concentrating.
Okay, sure. That is a 24 with guidance.
Okay. So it kind of looks at you, still holding the cat in its mouth. It starts to kind of like lifts off the ground, flapping its wings, banks off one wall with its claws, digging into the stone. It's much smaller, like almost dog-like size shaped griffin, banks off the other wall and jumps through the open manhole cover before launching into the air. Gormrog, flying past you, launches up into the air, spreads its wings, just happy to be out in the open air once more. before it kind of comes down, lands on top of the roof, and sees you kind of motioning towards it. Go ahead, Gormag. Roll an animal handling check for me.
Why do you say it like that? Go ahead.
Did
Roll.
it leave 30
See
feet?
what happens. What'd you say, Joey?
Did it happen to leave 30 feet from my sight? Did I lose sight of it at all once it left the manhole?
I would say, yeah, you probably lost sight of it.
Then immediately once I lose sight of it, I do believe this concentration will break and it becomes large again. Because I have to... Let me see.
You should have gone first.
No, I don't think so.
No? Okay, because it
No,
says 30...
you just need to
foot
see it to cast it, but
concentration.
you don't need to see it to hold it.
Okay, heard.
Oh.
So
get
I
it.
rolled
Okay.
a 19, and I have a +2 to animal handling.
Okay, so
Yay.
it kind of, seeing you motion down, it kind of jumps down, comes up next to you. For Felix and Whisper, I'm assuming you both make your way up,
Yeah.
and the rest of you join.
Yep.
Okay, so you all make your way up to the street level as the minute ticks by, and the griffin begins to swell in size once more. Eats down the cat it was holding.
Oh, yes. His numbers are back to original size. I don't know if you all noticed, as I point to the giant ass group.
Thanks, Felix.
That was
Didn't
awesome,
notice.
Felix.
Yes, it's quite amazing they could do that.
They should have
It
asked how
gobbled that
cat.
cat up real quick.
Yeah.
That is
My
a
cat
giant
just
cat.
did that.
All right, Whisper, Felix, you two are gonna be a few feet behind me with the griffin, and then Clover and Finnick, you're gonna be a few feet behind them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
and yeah.
We're going that way. I'm gonna tell them how to get to the gate, just in case.
Okay.
And I'm gonna start leading the way, I guess.
Okay. I'm
Trying
gonna
to be
need
stealthy, sneaky, and cautious.
everyone roll stealth checks for me.
With +10s.
Yes.
Plus
Ooh, really?
10.
What?
Yes.
Pass without a
So
trace.
do we add our modifier with that as well?
Yes.
Yes, we do.
Nice.
Nat 20.
Oh.
Nice.
So plus 10 plus 2 would make it 32.
32. Jeez.
Jesus.
I don't exist. I'm a shadow.
I'm 29.
28.
19 for Felix.
Okay. Okay. Gormrog, would you? I'm sorry, you told me already. 32.
I
you said?
already got a 28.
28. Got it. And the Griffin rolled a 13, so that's 23 for itself. So, pretty good stealth rolls as you all begin to slink your way, and taking cue off you, Whisper, the Griffin kind of like hunches its shoulders down and kind of like trying to sneak along as well. You guys, as you begin to make your way through the streets, eventually, Gormrog, you leading the way, you have to stop every once in a while as a group of people begin to make their way through as shifts are ending and people are going to the various inns to, experience the night. But you all start to slowly make your way through. I will say, as you get 1/3 of the way there, I want everyone, it's just going to be a little skill challenge. Let everyone roll another stealth check.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a 2.
Nat 20. So
All
that's
right.
a 37.
I rolled pretty low. I only got a 23.
Okay.
With the 10? Oh, wow.
16 for me.
Okay.
27.
Okay.
I rolled a nat 1.
Okay, so then...
I would like to use a chrono shift, and I
Oh, that's-
apologize as we're trying to be quiet. I see a future where quietness isn't in the... If Finnick will allow it, because
Yeah.
She would be placed with a different path to choose.
Okay, go ahead and reroll.
Oh my god. Nat 20, then nat 1. Okay, so 22 total.
Okay. Griffin rolled a 2, so but with all of you kind of like taking up the space, it's you pass as a group, you pass the check. So you take your some side roads again, making your way up towards the nearest exit to the city. I will say that you do hear the sound of guards' armor making their way down the street as you hear the slight rattling of armor. But with that being passed, I need one more stealth check as you guys to get to the gate.
$37.
27. Hey.
21.
Okay, the Griffin rolled a 14, so that brings it up to 24. All right. You all make your way finally, covering the last leg of the journey. You, Gormrog, you know that you're getting pretty close to the gate here. But you're all stealthed down in the dark shadows of the alleyways that you've been slinking through. What's the plan?
So the gate's closed?
Gate, at this time of night, the gate would be closing very soon. You know, it closes around 10 o'clock, and it's about 9-ish, a little after 9 from where you guys are, as far as you're aware. Looking at the gate, it is large wooden gate, typical of the city. Large board is put across to seal it at night. You see on the inside, you see 2 guards wearing the armor typical of the guards of the city. You see each of them holding a long swords which are sheathed on their side. There is a watchtower that goes up to the top of the wall with a set of stairs that lead up to it, and from your perception, I would say, Clover, with your passive perception, it's easy enough for you to notice that there is a guard up there as well that kind of watches out across, watches the road.
I'm going to... Okay, guys, I'm gonna try something. I hope it works. Clover is going to run up to the guards, crying. You guys have to help me. You guys have to help me. I lost my little sister, and I don't know where she is. We were just together, and then we got lost in these crowds. Can you guys please help me?
Lost your sister? What? Roll a deception check for me.
4, that's a 17. That's an 18, sorry.
Okay. What did she look like?
She's a halfling, and she's about 2'8", and she has, long brown hair and green eyes. And she was wearing a yellow dress.
When'd you last see her?
Just now. We were just together, and then a large group passed us, and then she was just gone.
One of the guards turns to look up towards the tower. Sir, woman here says she lost her sister. You want us to go with her and check it out? Yeah, I'll come down. I'll seal the gate. We'll close it up a little early. And he begins to make his way down as the 2 guards turn with you, Clover, to just go off.
We came from this way. And I'm gonna walk in, the opposite direction of where they are.
Okay. Okay.
How does he go about closing the gate?
Oh.
As they make their way off with Clover, the guard comes down and starts to close the doors one by one. He grabs the right one and begins to close it over as they make their way off.
Is there a time frame from between when they leave and while he's walking all the way down the tower?
I would say, yeah, as you, Clover, and the guards are making your way off, he's walking down. So That's where we're at. You're kind of like breaking the line of view from the gate to where your party is.
The moment we
So we
have
can
an
make a break.
opening,
Mhm.
I'm gonna just encourage everybody to just book it.
Okay, you're gonna go right in the view of the guard. That's coming down from the tower. Just so that's because the stairs are on the outside.
I'm encouraging them to go for the gates.
Okay.
I'm not going for the gates.
Whisper, what are you telling the griffin?
I'm going to like signal to the griffin to still be like quiet and like sneaky, but I'm going to walk as confidently towards the gate
Okay.
with the griffin, and I'm gonna like use hand signals so it'll be like heal.
Okay. What are you two doing?
Gormrog told me to run for the gate, so I was gonna run for the gate.
Okay. What are you doing, Felix?
I'm trying to stick close to the griffin just in case I have to do something. So I'm right there, kind of strutting, like, yep, we're just walking with the griffin.
Okay. So
I'm the only one making a run for it.
Finnick,
Love
you
it.
burst running, and the guard intention instantly snaps towards you as you start to run.
I'm
towards the
also
gate.
going to run.
Okay,
But I'm
Gormrog,
going to
you
run
run-
towards the guard.
Okay. As Finnick first, he notices you, and then Gormrog starts to run towards him. He's like, "Ah!" And he goes to grab his sword to pull it out, and suddenly he's being charged.
Yep. I want to catch him on those stairs if I can.
Okay.
wanna
With
just
your
get in
speed,
his
I don't
way.
see that being an issue at all. So
Yeah. So the goal is get in his way, let them go, and just stall him as long as I can.
okay. Whisper, roll an animal handling check.
Yeah. $22.
Okay, easy enough. The griffin follows your command in this moment. Okay, Gormrog, Finnick, you run up to the gate. Gormrog, you run up to the guard as he is making his way down the stairs. What do you want to do?
I'm yelling.
He pulls his sword out and holds you. You're gonna.
I'd like to make an intimidation check if I can.
All right, go ahead and roll. Make intimidation check.
Oh god. You got this.
17 plus 4. 21.
Okay.
You're scary.
I was raised by barbarians. Of course I'm scary.
Steps back as you kind of like yell at him and charge him, and kind of holds his sword out towards you. What is this? Is that a griffin? What is happening here?
Stand down.
This is the. I'm a captain of the guard. What is the meaning of this?
It was either release it through the gate into the wilderness or release it into the city. Your choice.
So you're taking this creature out? Roll.
It's either that or release it into the populace.
Roll a persuasion check.
That's a 12.
Okay.
I'm scary, not persuasive.
Where did you get this creature from? What is happening here? What's going on?
I'm just gonna hold the gate open so
I'm
the rest of
walking.
them can run through.
Yeah, while they're going, that is a very, very good question. And you said you're a captain of the guard?
Yes, and you all are gonna have to answer some questions in regard to this situation.
Gladly, yeah. The first question, what's going on? That, not entirely sure. Yeah.
Where did you even find a griffin?
That way.
You do understand we've had several monster attacks in the city over the last few weeks, and this is very suspicious.
This, yeah, that's why we're getting it out instead of releasing it into the populace, because
How'd you
we
even find
don't-
it?
Do you want the answer to the first question, or are you going to ask me another question? I can't answer both questions at the same time. You're making this kind of difficult for me, and I'm stalling as long as I can doing this nonsense.
I will say,
Go
as
out
you're
through the door, waiting for Gormrock.
okay, I'd say Whisper. At this point, you've gotten to the gate here with this griffin. You gonna walk out with it, or are you just gonna?
Yeah, I'm walking out with it. Like I own the place. Like
Okay. Make your way out of the gates without any further issues. What are you two doing? Felix and Finnick.
I was holding open the gate.
Okay. As they walk out, what's the plan?
I offer Finnick, would you like to leave? I'll go get Gormrock.
I think it's... I can help Gormrock, it's okay. No offense. And just sort of shove him through the gate.
I do not get shoved and I stop and excuse me. Offense taken. What is... I will hold the gate for you. I'm not gonna
I am
let you
going
off
to
quick here.
continue to try and shove him through the gate. Just stop talking, just go.
Nope, not gonna move. This is gonna be a short person syndrome. Because
All right.
what is it? It's because I'm short? What do you mean no offense?
Roll contested strength checks.
Oh my god.
How loud are you guys being?
It's like a whisper screaming match, I imagine. It's like,
because you still have pass without a trace on. Yeah.
Alex?
A 14.
I got a 15.
So
I
with
can
that,
move in between people, so if she pushes me out, I'm gonna sprint right in between her legs. And get in between her, like, I'm sorry.
okay, so she does shove you back. It does have to be for a willing creature to pass through the space, if I'm not mistaken.
I can just move between companion spaces.
Right,
So
she's not your companion in this moment. In this moment, she's
just sort of like
contesting you.
Oh my god.
Then you see
but-
Felix get very disgruntled, very quiet, like, it's not very nice to use your size against somebody smaller than you. He turns and he just starts walking.
So you catch up to Whisper relatively easily, Felix. Gromrog.
What was your name, Captain? Captain, was it?
Fenthras.
Fenthras, Captain Fenthras. I'm gonna pull out my notebook and write that down. Just.
What are you writing down?
Just blank page. CAPT.
Why are you writing my name down?
AINFANTHRIS. Fenthras. That right?
FEN.
FEN. Thank you. That is
I'm gonna use
excellent name. Strong family name.
Gonna use my telepathic speech to let Gormrog know that we got everybody through.
What about Clover?
Griffin's out. I don't know where she went. Do we
her.
have any visual on?
No, Clover. Clover took them around a corner and lost vision of the gate.
Listen, Captain. I will gladly answer all of your questions. Unfortunately, they can't handle that by themselves. So if you're going to let them go through with this so that thing does not eat people, which is the goal here, I will gladly come back and talk to you.
What is your name?
My name is Alabaster.
Roll a deception check.
That's a 13.
Alabaster?
Yeah, Alabaster, the Cobalt Soul. Well, Cobalt Reserve here, Western.
Very well. Well, I expect you to, once you get that thing clear of the city, I expect you to come. If not, I'll have to send some people to retrieve you at the Cobalt Reserve, or at least report you there to get more information about this situation.
Cobalt Reserve. Ask for Alabaster. I'll be there.
Oh, go on. Get it out of here.
And I'm gone. Gonna catch up with everybody else. Where is Clover?
So, Flash.
She caused a distraction.
As soon as me and the guards are like out of sight and we see a group of people, Clover's gonna be like, it was them! That's who we passed by before, and then my sister went missing.
Okay, roll a deception check.
Oh no.
Ooh.
I'm gonna frame some randos.
21.
Okay. That's them? Oh, do you see your sister?
No!
They both draw their swords and start running after the group.
I'm going to immediately disguise self into a random ass halfling person and then dash back.
Okay. So, as you turn to look, the last thing you see of this debacle you've set forth is one of them hitting the nearest guy in the back of the head with the butt end of his sword, knocking him to the ground.
That's not my
Where's
fault.
the girl? Where's the girl? And they turn to look, and you're gone. But nonetheless, you start sprinting towards the gate. Just as you see Gormrog sprinting through the gate, you coming up shortly behind him. As
I'm gonna do a home run slide.
Okay, you baseball slide into the rest of the group.
I'm gonna reach out my hand to help you back up and just keep going.
Okay. So, having successfully escaped Western with a griffin, what is the plan here, guys? What is the plan?
The Great Griffin Heist.
Didn't think this far.
Yeah, no. I want to turn to the rest of the group and tell them. So I told Talon, that's his name. I told you he's a good boy. I told Talon that he could make his decision as to if he wanted to stay with us or not. But considering we did all this to get him out, if he decided to stay with us, it would be kind of weird right now. So what I can do is I can try to speak with him again and tell him to I could ask him what he wants, because maybe he's decided by now. And then I could also tell him that even just in case he wants to stay with us, which I hope he does, at least for tonight, he should stay in the woods or somewhere outside of the city, since we did all this sneaky business to get him out. I don't know. I need help.
You can tell him that he can go to my farm, and then tell my mom that I sent him.
He's gonna eat your chickens. Yeah. And that's really far.
Yeah, but he's a griffin. He'll get there in just a few days, but then he can stay there.
But what if he wants to stay with us?
But then you can tell him that we'll be back for him one day. But it's up to him. I'm just saying it as an option.
I think he's gonna eat your chickens because he likes meat. He told me his favorite food is meat and chicken.
I mean, we do make meat, but not like that. He can't eat all my chickens.
Yeah. I don't know your family, but I don't know if I can trust them to be nice to him.
I may have an alternative.
You don't trust my family?
I don't know
We're
them.
best friends with the animals. That's why we have the best farm in all of the whole entire world.
May have a meat-eating alternative.
I'm listening.
DM. Would I happen to know where the nomadic tribe that I come from would be around this time of year?
I would say yes, you would. It is. Do some math here. Hold on. Check my numbers.
Felix's job. He's just numbers.
Numbers.
Numbers. Numbers are hard, man.
He cheats. He uses a calculator.
Maybe I'm just hoping that he'll decide to want to stay with us. And maybe he doesn't want to go that far right now.
Where will he go if he stays with us?
There's stables and stuff. I could feed him. I don't know. We could pretend he's like a horse.
That is a very
That's a weird looking horse.
furry and feathery horse.
He's been so well behaved so far.
I'm not discrediting that. That is absolutely 100% a fact. It's not him I'm worried about.
Are you worried about me?
I'm worried about the other people who might not
Oh.
treat him as nice as you do.
Well, if
Okay.
if he's a part of our family, then why would we let anybody treat him anything less than amazingly?
Because
Can't be with us
individuals
24/7.
individuals are great. People as a collective, they're panicky. They act on fear. They act aggressively. Prone to not thinking things through. I want to keep Talon safe, just as much as you do. And I would love to have Talon with us. And I also know how I've been treated, having these tusks. I'm worried about how he would be treated with wings and a beak and claws.
Okay, Gormrog, you know that during Thunshir, which is the month we're currently in, the Rivermore tribe makes their way north to keep in the cooler weather, so they are up towards the Turst Fields.
How far away is that from where we are?
It's about a week's journey on foot to
How
get to
is
the
that
Turst Fields.
How are we looking in terms of comparison to Clover's farm?
Clover's farm, Clover, you know that it's 16 days to Western from your farm.
I got 16 days. Okay.
My family's about half that to the north. It would only be about a week to get to my family, but it's in a very different direction. And you said this thing comes from the south, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is the opposite direction. I don't know how it's going to do with the cooler climates, but that's kind of what my family prefers.
Just based off the information you're aware of, Clover and Green, the forest south of Western, you expect that's probably around Zephyra.
Oh, Zephyra, my sister's in Zephyra, and she talks to animals just like you. She might be able to help. Zephyra's a very, very, naturey place.
One thing I think we forgot. Clover didn't look like herself when she joined us. Unless she just, like, dropped it.
This is my first time ever doing this spell. Does it look good?
Very convincing.
I'm spelling, but I look like a little halfling man.
Who are you?
If it weren't for the voice, I wouldn't have recognized you.
It's me, but I'm a felon now, so, you know.
Okay. And it's about 10 days
We will
to
not tell
Zephyra.
your mother.
So you guys got options.
Do we have to go?
No.
With that, or can we just give it directions?
I was planning on just letting it choose because I don't want to hold Talon against as well.
And plus, we were kind of instructed not to leave the city.
Well, we left
Yeah, but-
it.
Lyndon told us otherwise.
Yeah, Lyndon said that they didn't really care about us, but we do have work that we're still doing in the city. So I don't really know if we should
And we
leave
have
before
clues.
we finish that. And if we don't finish it, we don't get all that money. And I like money.
So
Money would
We
definitely
leave
go
a
a long way.
town in probably despair. Just
we're
I
not
feel like if we
leaving,
don't do something, nobody else.
but I want to give Talon some options.
So we
So I've
got
got south to go
Okay.
home, north to Gormrog's people, Hexcomb Farm, wherever that is.
It's
And
also
then,
16
south.
days.
okay, south to Hexcomb Farm, and then south to Zephyra, where your sister? Okay.
And farm does have meat. It just can't eat the live meat.
That's 5 options.
Mhm.
I think that's good, right?
That's more options than I was ever given in my whole life.
We'll have to change that.
Alright, before I cast my spell again, is there anything else we want to tell Talon?
Maybe ask if it has a family.
I would just like to say thank you for trusting us.
Yeah. Anything
What is
else?
it?
Alright.
Ask him if when he was taken, if he heard anything that sounded important.
Okay, that's a good one. I don't know if he can understand languages
Yeah,
very well.
probably not, but it's worth
Maybe.
a shot.
Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals again.
Okay.
And alright, we got you out. You were
Okay.
such a good boy. I'm so proud of you. Thank you.
you.
Thank you for trusting us. But now I've just got a couple more questions for you. Just another question about when you were taken by those mean people. Did you hear anything that sounded important, or did you? I know you described them to us, but I don't know if you understand our language, but is there any other clues you could give us?
I don't think so.
Wait, what were they wearing?
Anything about their clothes?
They wore different clothes. I don't know. I don't remember seeing like a symbol or anything.
That's okay. Thank you. And do you have family?
No, I hatched a couple of years ago, so I've been on my own. No mate yet.
When's your birthday? Do you know?
I don't know.
What is the weather like?
Cold.
Cool. So some options. Because I told you that I wanted you to make your own choices. You can choose to, now that you're free, you can choose to fly south and go home to where you said you were from. We've also got an option where you can join a tribe in the north where it might be cold. That's my friend Gormrog. I'm going to gesture over to Gormrog and describe what you told me about that. And then
Are they scary?
yes.
Oh.
There's also an option where you can go to a farm, but you're not allowed to eat the chickens. You're only allowed to eat the food that the farm people give you.
Is it meat?
They'll give you meat, but you're not allowed to eat anything other than the meat given to you.
Are they nice?
I hear they're nice, yes. Your other option is that you can go south to Zephra, where this one's sister is, and I'll explain what I was told about that.
I wave, but I wave as a short man.
No. Zephra?
Yeah, it's a city.
I think I know Zephra.
And
That's
then
by my home.
Yeah. And then your last option that I know of, I mean, you can do whatever you want, but your last option is you can keep hanging out with us, but at least for tonight, you would have to stay outside of the city, and then we could figure out what to do after that.
What do you want me to do?
Whatever you want. I mean,
You
I
are
want to be
nice.
your friends.
Roll a persuasion check for me.
Sure. $17.
I want to be your friend too. Well, I don't want to go to Zephra because they don't just let griffins land there. I don't know how I would find a farm. I don't want to go to the scary guys. I could go home, but do you have more meat?
I've got a little bit more right now. I could get more.
You get more. I just wait out here.
What if you hunt for some yourself? Outside of the city. No people.
Okay. Okay. I guess I can hang around here.
I'm gonna turn to the rest of the group and tell them before the spell ends, really quickly try and tell them what Talon said.
I have one last question for the bird. He sounds like a sweet little innocent baby. Can you ask him if the other animals that were kept in cages were also sweet little innocent babies?
Yeah. So I'll turn back to Talon and
yeah.
Were you able to communicate with the other animals that were trapped in that room?
No.
And then just different.
I didn't think so.
Yeah.
That black cat was really mean.
Oh. Yeah, I'm not a big cat person either. And I turn back to you, Clover, and say that.
Okay.
All right, anything else before I'm not able to talk? It seems like Talon wants to hang out with us, so Talon's gonna hunt the area around the city until we figure out what our next step is. All right. And I turn back to Talon and I was like, okay, that's cool with us. How do I find you again? If I like, I know you're gonna be hunting this area, but how could I reach out to you again?
I don't know. You tell me.
Maybe you can give him the directions to the farm just in case.
I'll give him the directions to the farm just in case he changes his mind. But I'll also say, like, all right, so if I want to find you again, I will come out to this woodsy area with something that smells really delicious.
Okay.
But only approach if you can see and say and figure out that it's me.
It's a good idea.
Okay.
Go team.
All right. Kind of steps up onto its legs. With that, kind of makes its way off into the forest, just on the outskirts of Western, making its way into the Bramblewood. hunt the grounds as it awaits you all to prepare better to care for a griffin. All right. As the night ticks on, what's the plan?
Are we locked outside now?
Yes.
I want to look over to Felix and Felix, I want to apologize. I didn't mean to. I wasn't using my height as a. I have more, I guess, attack-like magic, and I didn't want. I haven't seen all of what you could.
All I ask is you let me make my own choices, as I would let you make your own choices. That's all I ask. And I wasn't going to attack. I was more worried about you pushed me out from a place I can't protect one of my truest friends. Clover was trapped in there, and I got scared. You made it so I could not help anybody, and that's I can't do that. I must be able to help. And to do that, you cannot shove me away.
That seems to be a bad habit of mine, so.
Yes. But it is nothing to apologize about. I am tiny. I just ask, just don't push me around. That doesn't feel very good.
Right.
Also, add a game mechanic. I did look it up. Not sure how the DM wants to work it. Supposedly, if somebody is like an enemy, I can go through them. It'd just be difficult terrain. So I am able to run through it. It's worded I can run through any opponent, apparently.
Cool.
But of course, as a DM, you can change however you want to do that.
Not going forward. Okay, so what's the plan, everyone, for the evening?
Well, we're out here for the time being. We should probably find a comfortable place to relax. We are locked out of this gate.
Can we not sneak back in?
Are they gonna let us back
you
in?
Yeah, they would let you back in. It's just you'd have to sign in through the gates. It's just the gates are closed at night.
Judging by the sun, the other gates would be closing. Technically, we could get back in as long as we sign in. Although we may possibly maybe want to take a walk about going through another gate.
Yeah, we just caused all that commotion.
Yeah, and I should probably send a letter to my friend because I framed him for something. Don't worry about it.
You framed your friend.
Cormorant.
Did you get him a date?
His friend is a loose term. I wouldn't actually call him a friend. He's kind of a.
Would never.
He's an acquaintance. We train together, but don't worry about it. He's fine. He's fine.
Never expect something like that out of you, Cormorant. Not
Listen,
like
I'm panicked, and that's why I need to let him know, because he's the only thing it's going to cause is confusion.
Well, what would happen if you don't let him know other than confusion?
It's a good question.
Would he
Not a whole lot.
maybe take credit for successfully getting a griffin out of the town?
Maybe by the gods, but not by somebody who would matter.
That is true.
And to be honest,
whatever you all want to do.
My feats of rescuing this griffin are not mine to claim. They're yours. They're ours. We did this as a team. This is not Gormrog's heroic adventure. This is us. There's Whisper and Finnick and Clover and Felix. Well, Dr. Felix and Gormrog. Right? This is not mine, and certainly not Alabaster's. But
But maybe we should think about this. If we allowed a certain organization to claim them helping these animals and escaping, and we aligned ourselves with an organization, would that maybe help them gain control? Because this is our first time we're able to talk, I think, in peace. I don't trust the spell, right? It seems everything we've tried to do, they've diverted, they've changed, they've covered up, and
Yeah,
it's all
assassin mages. Don't trust them.
Yes, it's so everything should be blamed on them. Uh, but what organization deserves the mantle to help protect this town? Because it seems like they're trying to mask the idea of protecting the town to do this.
So that's kind of what my organization does. Is we show up as a library, but we do a bit more than that. We are collectors of information, both subtly and not, and we use that information for the betterment of society.
Maybe we should bring all this information to them and stop talking to the clasp and the spell rights.
I already am.
Oh.
So, for what it's worth, I've already written out and sent a letter to the head expositor, Cressida Holt, the non-binary half-orc we met when we went to the reserve. I've also started writing a second letter, keeping them apprised of the situation as it unfolds. I just haven't had an opportunity to get it to them.
How far are they?
They're in the reserve.
How far is the reserve by chance?
It's in the Scholar Ward. It's not far. It's, about a third of the way into the city.
How far do I have to have this thing around me? Oh, how far can my familiar go?
100
Not
feet
far,
for you to...
that far though, right?
No, that's further than 100 feet to the Global Reserve. You can give it
And
an order, and it can go much further. I think it's like 5 miles, but you won't be able to see through its eyes.
Okay. I offer to have my familiar drop off the letters to it.
Can it do that?
Yes. It's quite rudimentary, and it seems like it's a little janky, but it gets the job done of what an owl can do. Pretty much what I did was I took an owl and I broke it apart into the very base numbers, and it became light. A lot of science. It's loud. We could go on forever about that, but it's an owl for what it's worth.
Let me write out the last of this adventure, and I'll take you up on that.
Yeah, there's no limit on how far it can go. You just can only see through it when it's within 100 feet.
Yeah. When delivering a spell, it has to be within 100 feet. Okay. I learned something new. I always thought it disappeared after 100 feet. That's cool.
Okay. So, as Gormrog finishes writing up this letter to prepare to have Felix's familiar bring it to Cressida, you all prepare to go to the next closest gate would be towards the north, the other entrance on the Scholar Ward, or all the way down south to the bottom of the city to get through the Temple Ward.
Let's go north.
North? Okay. Just for the sake of brevity, I will say you make your way through the gate without incident. The note being sent off and delivered. Where do you guys want to go for the rest of the evening as we wrap up for the night?
Let's crash at my place.
Oh. I've never been to your place.
It's cozy, but it's mine with Tristan, and I don't think anybody's gonna be, clamoring in with an army of unsavory types.
Okay.
Will you make us food?
Yes, my friend, I will make you food.
Thanks. So I was trying not to eat in front of Talon because I didn't want him to steal my food.
I have some food at the house I can prepare for you, and we're not too far from Marie Lynn's, so we can grab something from the garden, or we could just go to the market and get something. It entirely
Pretty
up to you,
late.
but oh, you mean now? I was thinking in the morning.
Oh no, I mean now.
Okay, I'll see what I have at the house. Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay. So, with that, as you all make your way towards Gormrog's apartment, settling in for the rest of the evening, that is where we are going to call it for the night. I want to thank all of you for sticking with us for this episode of Forging Fates. Don't forget, you can follow us on all our social medias. They're all linked below. If you want to support the channel, you subscriptions or subscribe to our YouTube channel. That helps us a lot. Watch our videos, like them, subscribe to the
Share
Twitch
them.
channel. Share them. Yes, that'd be great. Actually, share them out. Any clips from this episode that you guys thought were really great, if you want to clip those for us so we can start sharing those on our social media accounts, that would be awesome, and we'd really appreciate that. I think that's it. Jem, we'll be back next week on Goodberry Cafe. She's just locking down her guest, but we will announce that once it's locked in. And we are still waiting on a date for Mini Out Loud this month, but we will post that to the socials as well. Alrighty, everyone. Thank you so much. We love you.